My name is Kobir. This is me. I am from a country called Burma, also known as Myanmar. I am from the Rakhine province. Although I have called this country my home, it has decided that I do not belong there because of my beliefs. I am told that my people have not been acknowledged as citizens for a long time. All I remember, and my family remembers, is violence and hatred towards others like us. We are the Rohingya Muslims, and this is our story. We were simple rice farmers once. Our life was our work, and we enjoyed it. Out in the rice fields, you could forget your trouble in the world and focus on the task at hand. Every morning, the fields and mountains greeted you as you began your daily chores. It wasn't until the troops reached our little village that I realized everything I had been told was true. My own country didn't want me there. They started first with gunshots fired in the air, alerting us of their presence. From there, all I remember is running to find my family. We were beginning to grab what we could when the fire started. I could feel the heat as we ran into the fields and away from the soldiers. That's what we've been doing ever since.
We have been walking for years, it seems. I try not to think about the pain, but it gets harder with each passing hour. My son Kobir has been so strong, but I know that he still hasn't seen the truth of the situation. How can I tell him that no one wants us? How do I remain positive with him when I can barely stand on my own 2 feet? I had prayed to Allah that none of my loved ones would see this day come. I remember when I was a little girl how my parents were talking in hushed whispers about the decisions being made about our lives. Decisions we weren't even consulted about. Our government has denied us. Our world has denied us. And I have prayed that my children would never feel that denial. Since the attack on our village, I have lost sight of my husband, but both of my children managed to reach me before they started setting fire to the houses. We are blessed to grab enough food, Allah be praised. The memory of these past few days makes me feel so tired. An arm circles around my waist and I see it's Kobir holding me up. What a good boy he is. I lean into his assistance and keep putting one foot in front of the other.
I am Azara, Kobir's sister. The afternoon sun is high above us, and I can't help but run through the same thoughts in my head. Where is father? What about my friends? I think of my best friend, Samira. Poor Samira. When all you do is walk, eat, and sleep, it's hard not to think about things that you shouldn't. I tried to focus on the happy times, playing with friends as a girl and having the blessing to not know about the world outside of our village. I loved teasing Kobir as a child since he was the youngest, and it was always the duty of the oldest child to play tricks on the younger. Oh, how my father would get angry if I was caught teasing him too much. My mother is standing by his decisions. How I wish he were here with us now so I could take on some of his strength and fire. I felt fear when we were running, but I felt we would be all right until I found out what had happened to my friend Samira. It wasn't then until I felt true fear. As we began walking, we joined other groups of refugees leaving for the border. Naturally, what people do best is talk. That's when stories came out of experiences we hadn't come across, of women being taken advantage of and people dying in cruel ways for standing up for their given rights. My friend Samira was one to experience such things, and I often lie awake at night unable to sleep for fear that I could be next. I see Kobir supporting my mother, and I can't help the thoughts starting up again in my head. What if the rumors are true? Some people that have joined our walk have said that the camps are too full and there's no food. What if that's true? What will we do? We are running out of food ourselves, although Mother won't admit it. We walk by villages and the people ignore our hungry, exhausted stares. The warm water sloshes around my legs, and I try once again to think about happier times.
My name is Farik. I feel my stomach growl, and I look up at my mother. I'm so hungry. I know if I ask her for food, she will look at me with her sad eyes because she has no food to give to me. I hate to see her so sad. I imagine that I spot a snake or a fish that I can kill and bring to her as a prize. That would make her smile, I am sure. But then I remember that it isn't safe to wander from her. I just want to run back home and see that none of this has happened. The soldiers didn't come. No one was hurt. They will be sitting at the table laughing at what a good joke, and all will be well. My stomach rumbles again, and I know the truth. We are on the run, but not the good kind. I was in the market when it happened. My mother rushed up to me as I was playing with my friends and started pulling at me. I thought she was mad and that I hadn't done my chores that morning, but when I saw her face, she was afraid. I had never seen my mother afraid, and now I see her face like that all the time. I look up at her and make a silly face to get her to smile, but she doesn't see me. She's looking ahead with that look on her face. I look away. I wish I could do something to make her smile again.
It is at night that the men gather to talk. The women are tending to children, while the men gather debating over what they can do. There have been awful rumors that the camps are full. The boarders won't take us, and we aren't sure what we can do. Some have talked about going back or setting up a home where we've ended up for the night, but we know we can't. The reminder of the violence that awaits us in this country is too much of a risk. We say without words the sleepless nights as we sit up guarding our loved ones, the gunshots and the screams echoing in our minds. Without my father, I am the one that has to protect my mother and sister. Am I the one who must provide, but I can barely provide safety and food? Is it worth going all this way if the camps are full? Every day our group grows as more hungry families join. Where else is there for us to go? These are the questions that haunt our awake minds. This has been such a long journey. All we want to do is sleep and know that we can wake up, safe, without fear of gunshots and violence. The border is only another 2 days' walk, and what we will face, we aren't sure. I glance at my mother's head on my shoulder, and I know no matter what, I will be the strength that they need. Even if this world has rejected us, I won't abandon them.
One way refugees escape is by boats. While people have made it out of Myanmar, other countries haven't always accepted them. Many refugees are still stranded on boats while they await approval.
The highlighted areas demonstrate what parts are most affected by this civil unrest. Individuals who choose to head towards Bangladesh are forced to walk.
This map highlights where the original camps began, how much they have grown, and how the Rohingya displacement continues.
If you want to learn more or donate to the Burmese refugee crisis, please visit unicefusa.org/help/donate.